Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to the channel. Warmed up a little bit out finally. Setting it right about 28. Yesterday we were at like 22, but wind chills into the lower teens down near 10. Again, for all of you non-USA citizens, that is Fahrenheit, not Celsius. So well below the freezing point. What do we got going on today? We got a lot going on today. First, we're gonna get this barn cleaned. I'm headed down right now, check and make sure we didn't have any fresh cows, which it doesn't appear as though we do. Or we're gonna walk through them and just double check. Yeah, and we'll see what else we get into, guys. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's see what happens here. Well, we do not have any fresh cows here today, but we did move Uncle Rob's big black Unix here. We just put her on the pack. She's due tomorrow to Fitter's Choice. So everyone keep your fingers crossed. That would be a really nice December calf that we could show, pending Uncle Rob allows us to, which I'm sure he would. He gets real into that. Yeah, she really grew into a heck of a cow. This will be her second lactation. Her first lactation when she calved, she was a little frail, you know, had that Unix show cow, tall, skinny, little frail look to her, but boy did she really grow up. I mean, she towers over these other cows. Real nice udder. She was reserve grand, maybe she was honorable mention grand at our county fair as a 2-year-old. So like I said, nice December calf to take to the shows. Sure would be nice. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see what she does for us here. Girls are headed to the parlor over there, so I'm gonna go give him a hand right now. While we're on show cows, here's my brother-in-law's analyst. This is her second lactation. About a month fresh and starting to put on our work clothes now. Another big old framey cow. All right, guys, we're up on top of the pile now. Getting tires moved and pitching off any spoilage that we got up here, which isn't a lot, especially through the middle. Even down here to the wall, it's just that little bit at the top we got to pitch off. So the old trusty steed here, we get her forked off into the bucket. That pile over there is for heifers, so like this stuff up here wasn't bad at all. So we put that in a pile for heifers, and over here we got our spoilage pile. So just getting her pitched off here before the weekend, so that way nobody's got to deal with it tomorrow. I guess today's technically the weekend, but oh well. Well, that's it for the corn bunk. You can see here, it's pretty nice stuff. It's probably the best this bunk's ever done. Having 2 tractors definitely helped. The hard part is over here. You can see this kind of loop here. This is where the corn met the haylage. So everything in that lower level is haylage. In this side loop, there's going to be spoilage all the way around, just because we didn't want to pack down onto the plastic. So that, and then obviously once we get back there where the wall ends, that edge is always iffy. But we're at it over there now. We're going to pull tires and cut the plastic off of that first cutting haylage over there. All right, Tyler's headed to get the pallet forks on a skid steer. So what we do with these tires, he widens the pallets all the way out as wide as they'll go, and that'll hold 2 rows of tires. So we'll throw them onto the pallet forks, and then he takes them out the outside wall there and starts to just sets them down in rows. And then when we have to move them, or when we go to cover again, you could just drive into them with the pallet forks and move stacks of tires that way. We used to stack them on pallets. That was miserable. Not so much the stacking, but the restacking and the restacking and the restacking, because you had to barely be moving with a pallet of tires for it not to spill. So we just switched to this last year, and this is definitely the way to go as far as that goes. Why are we pitching spoilage off of the top? For those of you guys who aren't real familiar with farming or how this all works, so the way to prevent any spoilage in feed is to keep oxygen out of the feed, which is why we put this plastic on top. Then we put these sidewall tires on top to hold the plastic tight and force all the oxygen out. This is why the edges is where the spoilage usually is, because obviously the plastic meets the concrete. There's always a little seam over there. Now, some people have started covering their walls with plastic, and then draping the plastic over on top of the pile. I'm not saying we can't do that. We would have to go down through on top of this wall. You could see all those little pieces of rebar that are sticking up. We would have to go down through, cut all those off. And the walls are 16 inches thick. So we would have to put something on top of that when we drape the plastic over. Because the one time that we tried it, when we draped the plastic over, once it got pressure on it, it actually put a bunch of rips in the plastic on that seam there. So we would have to get like some form of culvert pipe, or go down through and lag maybe wooden boards on top or something like that to keep the plastic from ripping. But back to my statement as to why we fork it off. So you obviously don't want to be feeding any mold to animals, because they will eat it, especially if it's mixed into a ration. But nutritionally, that is terrible. It'll cause reproductive issues. Could pass on, get a cow sick even, which is probably the biggest reason. But repro definitely is usually very quickly affected. Had a little head-to-head over there. That was close. Icy enough, neither of them really wanted to stop. But yeah, moldy feed first and foremost will affect repro, I think, the fastest. So that's why we get up here twice a week and go over it with the fork. It's like he's going to get some fuel in the feed truck. We go over it with a fork and just make sure any spoilage that is up here gets pitched off. Like I said, for the most part, this top is totally fine. It's usually just the very edges, or when we get to the back of the pile here, you can see there's a wall right here where this drops off, where that seam is. I'm sure there'll be spoilage in there just because that's where air and water is able to get into. So it's kind of long-winded, but just a quick explanation while I was waiting for a old shooter down here. I believe he said he's got a joke of the day today, so bringing that back, big hell yeah.
Strong man.
Yeah. Here's our super strong guy, Tyler. This is what I mean. You spread the forks all the way out, and you can make 2 rows of tires. You can fit quite a few tires on them. And then we just take them over and put them in the stacks. So yeah, as I said, rumor has it there's a joke of the day. Is that true? Is the rumor true?
Could be true.
What do we got for today?
So what do you call a dog caught in a snowstorm?
What do you call a dog caught in a snowstorm?
Popsicle.
Popsicle, hell yeah. All right, all the tires are pulled off. Tyler's gonna go down through, cut the plastic. I'm gonna go down, get in the skid steer, take the tires over where they gotta go. We got a loader in each corner. We'll pitch the garbage off, and then this job will be wrapped up until next week. So that's pretty sick. Nice to have that done while it's not crazy windy. Like, it's actually pretty calm right now, which is very nice. And the wind that we did get blew most of the snow off the backside of the bunk. That's when it gets real fun, when the snow piles up. Oh, top off here. When the snow piles up so the tires are under a foot of snow, that's when it gets miserable. Or the snow melts and then freezes, and then each tire is kind of filled with ice. Yeah, that sucks too. Now these ones with the holes are a little better because they'll drain, but they still do freeze. So that theory's kind of out the window. talked with Uncle Rob. He came down to check on his on that black Unix up there that I showed earlier in the video. He's totally on board with showing the calf if it's a heifer. He believes the cows, I don't remember what he said the name was, but it starts with an M. So load these comments, guys, up. We need load up the comments, guys and girls. There we go. With M names. Remember, she's a winner circle. So it'll be Armson, winner circle, whatever her name is. That's how dairy names work. So put in the comments M ideas. Keep in mind, Christmas is right around the corner. You got Mary, Mistletoe, Mrs. Claus, I don't know. Let's hear your ideas. Maybe if we get enough comments, that's what we'll name her. Who knows? Throw it in the comments. Found a little bit of snow up here where parked the trucks and trailers and tractors and whatnot. With the cattle trailer hooked up. Yeah, big timing. Super plower here. Yeah, that should be good. Kind of got a spot cleared out there for something. Spot cleared out there for something. That way when we go to unhook, we are not unhooking in a foot of snow. That's no good. Let's see if we can get her swung around here. It's officially salt-covered window season. Salt-covered every season, actually. Bingo. Like a glove. Boom. Roasted. Did not realize it was already 11:30. Today is flying by. We just moved a couple sicker heifers down to our hospital pen. I'm gonna go down. We gotta feed water, so that old barn freezes up. It's got overhead water lines with zero insulation on them. And before you guys say it, I know heat taping, insulation would help, but it hasn't in the past. I've wrapped the entire thing in heat tape. We do got one heifer calving. Got a couple really snoozing in here. We do got one calving, though. We'll be back up to check on her in a little bit. Yeah, so the heat tape and insulation does not seem to help much when the water is overhead, and it's young calves, so they're not exactly drinking a lot, so the water doesn't get moving. We found it's actually easier just to fill up a total water, and each end of the day you top off the vats and you're good to go. Now it's funny, the other day I said I hope it doesn't warm up enough where all this snow turns to mud. Well, it looks like we're going to be in the 50s this week, so it's just my luck. So everything's going to thaw back out here, and as it is 28 degrees right now, so we're pushing freezing, but still not over it, so that's good though. Take tomorrow and ride the snowmobile around the lawn with the kids, make some more snowmen. My daughter made her first snowman the other day. She's pretty pumped about it, so we'll do that. But yeah, it's 11:30 now, so we're gonna keep rocking on here because there's a basketball game today. So Caleb is a basketball coach, so he's got to leave early, and I am taking the kids. My wife and I are taking the kids to see Santa Claus at the Barnyard tonight in Mount Morris. So I'm going to be out of here at 3:30, so we got to keep trucking along here. The day is flying by. This is our tub of water. Caleb already got these lower two done. You see the water lines are all overhead. So, back in the day, this used to have 150 milk cows in it. So this barn was always warm enough, never had to worry about that freezing over top. But now with just these heifers in here, there's not enough heat generated to keep that water flowing all the time. But they good up there. So the other ones are good. So this job's checked off the list. So once we're done watering, we just bring them up here to the shop. We got a hose right here. So this water is separate from the milk cow water. So we like to fill it up over here. Obviously it doesn't freeze in the shop here. Grandpa keeps it pretty warm, 60 degrees right now. So we just keep these filled up over here. We always keep one full because again, this is on its separate well. So yeah, it works out. I wouldn't mind just chilling in here for a while. It is nice in here. Back in here now, see how this heifer's doing. She's getting pretty close up there. Let's see if I can get the chains, give her a hand. Nice little heifer calf. We just put her in here because there's a lot on that pack. We didn't want her to get stepped on or anything like that. But real nice Zuri 2-year-old. Zuri. Good job, Mama. You gotta love when they just sit there and lick the calf off. You see we put collars on them, write down the numbers, so that way between here and the calf barn we can keep track of who's out of who and who is what. They also get their shot of multi-min 90. It's just like a booster. They'll get a super booster gel tube as a calf, and they'll also get their navel dipped. So, real nice heifer. These Zuris have been pretty good. We've had 3, this is our 3rd one now, and they've all had real nice udders like this one did, so good deal. All right, guys, well, to finish my day out here, I'm doing all the filters and everything on this truck 7 here. I will say I hate pretty much everything about this truck. I really hate airbag suspension on silage trucks. You get in the mud, these trucks don't do much of anything. This fuel filter right here is the dumbest setup. I can't stand these fuel filters. I don't know why you wouldn't just put a twist-on filter on every truck. They're a pain in the butt to get that plastic thing untwisted off of there. Once you do, you then have to get the new one on, and then I don't know how you're supposed to prime it. I think they're supposed to self-prime, but they never do. So you end up, what I often do is put air to the tank and force fuel into it. I think I've tried putting fuel in that top again. I think I might try that again right now, unscrewing that top and putting it in that way. Although obviously with a box, there's almost no room, so you got to run a funnel with a long hose down into it. It's just silly. It really is. These motors, I want to say they're Max Airs, I think. And maybe it says on the door in here. It's all faded. Yeah, I can't see in there, but I want to say they're max airs, but I'm not. I would probably be wrong. Just problem after problem after problem with these motors. I don't think they've ever ran right. We just put a turbo on one. It was the other truck, and I'm kind of concerned here. Let me get a light. Where's all that oil coming from? It's definitely coming from up here somewhere. Yikes. I wonder if I could see that from the other side or not. Not really. Let me climb up there. Yeah, let's kind of crawl down in here. I don't know. Not sure, to be honest with you. It is concerning. Might have to have a mechanic look at it. One thing that I am not is a mechanic. I can do filters, grease stuff, service stuff, weld some stuff, chains, sprockets, stuff like that, but I got crap in my eye. But when it comes to like this kind of stuff, I don't really know the first thing about it, to be honest with you. But the turbo looks clean. I don't know if there's a hose. I don't know why oil would be coming up a hose. I don't know. Might have to have someone look at that. We'll give you an update on that in the future. But anyways, as I was saying, I hate these trucks. I really do. They're comfortable to ride in. But other than that, like I said, for what we use them for, they're not good trucks. Maybe good town trucks, you know, something like that. They just don't stand up to what we do very well. So it is what it is. They're what we got. And there's definitely worse trucks that we could have. So we're going to take the best care of them that we can. Well, we got them. So I'm going to finish servicing this. I'm going to get this greased up, wipe down the inside of the cab, and we are going to park her. We're going to park her. Like I said, when I get a free chance, I'll talk to the mechanic about it, see if he has time to swing down and take a peek at it. But for now, this is what we're going to do. I just got to thinking, guys, I could probably end the video here. All I'm going to be doing is cursing in my head and fighting with this thing because, like I said, everything on it's miserable. So that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing until 3:30, and then I'm going to go take the kids to that barnyard Santa Claus thing. So we're going to call the video here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you got something out of it. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, hope it's worth watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Hit that like and subscribe button. Tell your friends, family, neighbors, yada, 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 about the Goofy Dairy Farmer on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.